I have donut everywhere. You've never seen so much donut before. Hey, pals. Oh, that's good. Hey pals, it's me, Parker Ryle, your host for the Pals Podcast and the founder of All Things Pals. Over the past 5 or so weeks, we've teased some pretty big announcements, and today is the day. That's right, this is your big announcement video. Stay tuned to the end because every announcement gets bigger and bigger, and I don't want you to miss out on a single one. I first want to thank every single one of you for all of your support you've given us ever since we started Pals back in December. Since then, we've created 10 pretty damn cool episodes of the Pals Podcast, brought on my best pal, Mitchell Francis, to take care of all things social media, and have created a future for Pals that gives me nothing but chills.
So let's get to it. First things first, let's talk branding. As much as we love the logo for both Pals and the Pals Podcast, we feel like it doesn't directly represent who we are as a company.
My good friend Jordan Geiser is designing our new logos, and we can't wait for you to see them very soon. Next, let's talk the Pals Podcast, the creme de la creme of Pals.
We've heard your feedback loud and clear, and we are happy to announce some changes to our number one show.
The goal is to tighten up. The goal is to tighten up the show structure to keep things nice and zazzy. Some of our earlier episodes were extremely niche to students of UNL, and those of you that weren't from Lincoln felt confused or lost when it came to the subject.
We saw better reception from broader topics like Episode 7, Travel, and Episode 9, Love.
Next, we understand that sometimes we ramble on and on for a tad bit too long. However, we don't want our shows to feel rushed, nor do we want our guests to feel like they can't talk about what they want to talk about. Sometimes it's those random tangents that create the best kinds of conversation.
So in order to alleviate that, we'll be putting timestamps in both our RSS feeds as well as our YouTube videos. This way, you can skip right ahead to the jokes and conversations you want to hear, no hassle.
I've always felt like the end of the Pals Podcast comes at you really hot and heavy and is really kind of missing something at the end of the day. And as I've always said, Pals is about bringing people together. I want you to be able to feel like you're in the basement, drinking a fresh LaCroix right there with us.
Not sponsored.
That's why we are introducing a new segment to the show. That's right, it's called Pen Pals. At the end of the show, we'll open up the mailbag and read a couple things in it from you, the Pals.
We want you to send in your favorite Pals memories, maybe even some fan art. Whatever you've got, we want it. Remember, anything spicily inappropriate will not be shared or responded to. Every week you can email us at pals.penpals@gmail.com for your chance to have your comment read live on the air.
Lastly, the biggest bitty of news we have for you today. I love Pals. From the bottom of my heart and soul, I really do. And there are so many cool things that I want to do for Pals in the future. But here's what. Those things cost money. And as of right now, we're paying for a lot of those things out of pocket.
We want to someday move into video content to supplement our audio. This means getting better camera equipment, better lighting, a new set, and a slew of other things.
One of the shows we want to bring you is called Pals Play, where us pals get together to play video games and yell and scream at each other for your amusement. But in order to do that, we're going to need a better PC. Yes, a PC and a screen capture device. That's why today we're announcing the Pals Patreon page. If you like what we do, this is an opportunity for you to toss us a couple bucks and see us grow. If not, no big deal whatsoever. None of our content is going to be hidden behind a paywall, and everything will still be available for free. This is by no means a requirement. All pals are still equal in our eyes. At the $2 level, the welcome tier. At this tier, you will receive a lovingly made e-thank you card made by the Pals team themselves.
Next up, the $5 tier, fittingly named Casino Roy Pals. Pals patrons at this tier receive an entry into the weekly question raffle for as long as they're subscribed. If your name gets chosen, you get to pose a question to the Pals panelists that will be answered in the next episode. Questions will be centered around the topic chosen by us, which we will contact you with prior to recording the episode.
Last but definitely not least, our $15 tier, the Big Chungus. Yes, that is definitely what it is called. This tier is the highest honor a Pals patron can receive. At this tier, you'll receive an on-air shout-out on every episode for as long as you're subscribed, as well as all the benefits from tiers below.
Obviously, we're just starting out with this whole Patreon thing, and we look forward to bringing you new and exciting tiers in the months ahead. We wouldn't be doing this if we didn't believe in PALS or its future.
Thank you, pals, so much for sticking with us this far, and I hope that after today, you're just as excited for the future of PALS as we are. My name's Parker,
And I'm Mitchell.
and thanks for being a pal.